I think about 8 months ago, I met Masha McConaghy. McConaghy. She's the CEO from Ascribe. And it was the first example that I go like, wow, that is a useful way to use the blockchain, to get art and to put it in the register and to be able to prove that you're the owner of that. So that was really fantastic, and it was so simple. And we have, and it turned out it was a couple, one who studied, had a PhD in art, and the other one who has a, who started a bunch of Silicon Valley companies. So they're both going to present. And the first part is Masha, who's going to explain the business from Ascribe.io and what she's doing with it, what the role is of it. And then afterward, her husband Trent will come, and he's the founder and CTO of the big chain DB. But first, let's get a big hand for Masha.
Thank you. Introduction. Thank you very much for having me. Okay. Oh, you can hear me. Cool. Do I look at the computer here, or how does that work? Oh, here. My magic button. Cool. Hey. Oh yeah, I can't see you. Hi everyone, and my name is Masha, and I will present Ascribe.io to you, an application built on top of blockchain to address very specific issues in the digital art world. So we started Ascribe asking one question: how do you collect digital art? And the answer that we started with was, why not to own digital art the way you own Bitcoin? Then the questions started to pile on, and some of them are, how do you share your digital work without losing attribution and control? And how do you track provenance of digital file when it is hard to prove digital ownership? And the problem that Ascribe is addressing can be basically summarized in one question: how do you own something when bits can be copied freely? And here we are talking about digital. And that means that it can be easily copied with no loss of quality, spread on the internet in seconds. And on the internet today, we have one-way attribution. So in best case scenario, you would have information on the creator who created that file, or maybe the file itself contains metadata information. Most often, that attribution is missing. There is no way to find where that content came from. Or worse yet, misattribution. And that happens also quite a bit, and some people passing work as their own. And that's just how the web works. So chain of ownership is hard to establish because only one-way links on the internet. And that brings us to major problems for attribution of the file, chain of ownership, provenance, therefore valuation. So in Ascribe, we have been addressing precisely those problems. And therefore, Ascribe enables immutable attribution by registering your claim of authorship into the blockchain technology, and therefore ensuring clean provenance of the title of the work, and clear licensing, so baked-in contracts for easy transfer of rights, literally by email. So here is an example from my personal collection of a Berlin-based Dutch artist, Harm van der Doppel, amazing artist, you should check him out. This work is entitled Event Listeners, and it's a work, a macOS screensaver, where Harm is using AI to generate graphics, and he displayed with his own poetry. So he could have been put it on DVD or USB key, or install it in a computer or some kind of bundle it all together and sell it as a hardware. Instead, Harm registered it on Ascribe and created 100 limited editions. So when Harm registered his work on blockchain, it got a unique ID, cryptographic ID, and therefore it creating this unbreakable link between the work and Harm as an artist, immutable attribution. Then also with Ascribe, you can also create unique digital editions. So as you can see, I own edition 24 of 100, and each edition has a cryptographic ID. And then for each edition, you can also see the provenance, ownership history, which is so important in the art world. So for example, for this one, it was registered by Harm on April 17 and then transferred to me on April 20th. And you would have that transaction history for each subsequent sale of the work. So in the art world, the connecting tissue between artist and the buyer is a certificate. Something that we can touch and hold that proves authenticity. So we created this cryptographic certificate as a bridge between technology and the consumer. So here are some examples how Ascribe works with the digital art world. So going back to Harm's work, MAC Vienna, a 150-year-old museum, also bought a number of editions, certified editions of event listeners registered on Ascribe, blockchain certified, which then became part of their exhibition 24/7 Human Condition in 2015. So for example, with Creative Commons France, you, as a creator, can register your work under a Creative Commons license. So with Icono TV, online art TV station, curators can license their work under a custom contract. Online marketplaces can use Ascribe, and then consignment and creation of unique digital editions is taken care of. Some art prizes are working on letting their artists monetize, creating online marketplaces. Then we also worked with some art prizes, and then video archives also for licensing. I'm running out of time. So and just to summarize, so by leveraging blockchain technology and contract law, Ascribe enables unbreakable attribution, authenticity, clean chain of ownership, provenance, that is so important in the art world, and clear standard licensing, transfer of usage rights. Thank you.
So what you did, you basically went through all the laws of a lot of countries, right? And how many countries is this now accepted as a way to prove ownership?
So our terms of service cover North America, Europe, most of the countries, except like probably North Korea, not.
But most of the countries basically accept it?
Because it's based on the contract law.
Okay, so you didn't, you had to, did you have to change in a lot of, did you have different ways for different countries, or is it just accepted?
No, it's, yeah, it's just contracts.
Okay,
Yeah.
and so your husband built it, and
Yeah,
you basically came up with the idea, and you're still married.
Yeah.
How hard is that?
It's actually
to have
super
a business
cool.
together? Is it super cool?
Yeah. All decisions are made in bed. But yeah, no, we started about like working on it in 2013, and it started as like Masha's art project.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started with very specific use case. Like I run a gallery in Canada, and some of the collectors that I talked to, the most digital they would ever buy was like digital print, and it had to be a print.
Mm-hmm.
And this was kind of the question, why, like, yeah, why? And most of them were asking because we have no idea how to do that.
No.
Right?
How to prove that
Yeah.
digital
Yeah.
design is really yours. And if you can basically timestamp it and prove that you're the first to basically use it. You can prove that it is your digital stuff. Okay.
Yeah,
How many of those? How many art pieces are in your blockchain?
We're using Bitcoin blockchain.
Yeah.
This application was built on Bitcoin blockchain. Trent will introduce BigchainDB and IPDB, but for scale purposes. And then, so we have more than 45 editions, 45,000 editions,
Okay.
more than 10,000 works, and that's only on the user side, not on the API side.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you very much, Masha.
Thank you very much.
And